aggressive a debate kind of situation, the employee simply just throws his resignation. Okay, I'm not going to work here. That's a quick reaction. A response maybe when a person reviews, think, and then accordingly react. So that is the response, and that is the window which Mr. Franklin is talking about or talks about in his book. So he's talking about the situation, the space which gives us time to think, which gives us time to decide, which gives us time to reflect and ponder on what our future actions should be, what do we need to do, and how thoughtful we have to be, and basically what works behind when an individual goes to a certain situation, what goes behind. So that is what this book talks about. So yes, Soumyadev sir, thank you. He has mentioned the book in the chat box, Men Search for Meaning. So that is what this book talks about. And in this context, let's begin with our today's next 90 minutes. So that is, we would be talking about the context. Context we have already just talked about with the quote of Mr. Franklin. And we would then be talking about what creates adversity for us. So what are the situations which makes something adverse or maybe not so in our favor? Who deals with it best? What are the ways overcoming these odds? Because every adversity comes with certain odds, certain not so regular things, and how do we overcome those situations? Then in those situations, how growth mindset reacts. And then scenarios like getting real, future focus, reframing, thinking, self-regulation, and getting social. So these are the factors which actually help person regulate their behavior. And then post that, we would be talking about actions and maybe certain tactics and insights from the book. So that would be our next 90 minutes or so. And now I would want you to talk about this. Now, just not wearing the hat of a person from forces, a soldier. As a common person, what would you find more challenging, sir? Anybody? So there are three scenarios. One, a person holding a mic. So that is a public speaker. Second one, a bungee jumper. So, and the third one is somebody solving a complex maths or physics equation. So which one you find most challenging? Your opinion, sir. Anybody, you can choose any. Yes, sir.
Man on the board.
Sorry, sir?
Third one, ma'am. The third one.
Third one, that's equation.
Man on the board, yes.
Man on the board. So equation solving is a tough task.
On the board
Of course, he's solving and giving complete analysis of the economics.
Yes, exactly.
To drive the country on that angle.
Yes, yes, sir.
It's
even difficult to understand what has been written.
Madam, I believe that all are doing, they are based in three fields, different fields. So that those fields cannot be compared.
Exactly, sir.
All challenges.
Yes. Agreed, sir.
Exactly, ma'am. The challenges in all these pictures are different kinds, and it depends on the person which field he finds as challenging. Say, public speaking for someone is very easy.
Yes.
For someone, is as difficult as for me the solving these math equations. So, and for someone, the math equation is solving very easy, and he will be finding very challenging this bungee jump. So it's depend upon person to person. For me, it's solving this blackboard exercises and all.
So of course, agreed, very much agreed that every individual has their own set of how they perceive challenges, what becomes more adverse for them. Every individual has their own set of, expertise wherein, okay, I'm comfortable in public speaking, maybe solving a math equation. Or for me, like I say, bungee jumping is something which is, I would never agree to do. So yes, it depends. So what you find more challenging depends on what sort of persona you carry. So agreed, sir.
Your challenge is my fun.
I agree. This is a challenge which I'm not going to take, and I know you are going to readily accept this fun activity. Agreed, sir. But anyways, wearing the hats of forces again, I would want you to share your experience. Any setback that you faced recently? Because when we talk about that, every individual has, a different kind of challenging situation. But they deal with these challenging situations. It's not that everybody they can just skip the situation. They have to face. They have to take up challenges. They have to face it. They have to actually, go past beyond it. So now I want you to share your experiences that any setback, and I know it very, very frequently happens in forces. It's a very general phenomena for forces, people working in forces, people like you, we keep on saluting. But of course, it's a part and parcel of life, but I would definitely want to know what sort of feelings do you have at that time when you're facing certain setbacks? What goes in your mind? Because uh, forces or soldiers are not the people who are going to just run away from the challenges. But I was very comfortable saying, no, I'm not going to bungee jump any time in my life. But in forces, that never happens. Against all odds is a very, very common phenomena, as told by you in the very beginning. But what makes you keep going? What thoughts, what feelings did you have? Over to you, sir. Anyone, please.
I mean, force, generally we don't have any setbacks.
Mhm.
It's all challenges, different scenarios, different situation, different people, and how you handle it. And I don't think we have any setback.
Right, Mohan sir. But Mohan sir, don't you agree that challenges as well comes with a set of setback? Maybe it's a challenge. We take it up as a challenge that, okay, maybe this is a situation where I'll have to face it. I cannot show my back to these situations. I have to face it. What goes in your mind that readies you up that, okay, because I need to do this because of certain reason? What feelings, what thoughts you have? What is going on in your mind when you see a situation? Okay, this is a challenge which I never expected, and of course, this very frequently happens. What works? What goes in your mind? The thought process, the feeling. I would want to know your experiences regarding those.
Madam, there are many challenges we face, say physical challenges, mental challenges, what we
Yes.
have not done earlier. Suppose say in physical part, we have never done a 40-kilometer run.
Yes.
The situation demands we do it
Yes.
because all others are looking upon you as a leader, as a senior. You have to do it.
Yes. So is it that people are looking upon you as a leader, and that is what something which motivates you, or there are other things as well?
It's one of the factors that motivates us.
Yes.
Because people depend upon you, they see you as a leader, so you have to perform.
Definitely. So that's the thought which goes on. Other than that, sir, any other feeling or thought that keeps you going?
मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल कोट करता हूँ अपना पर्सनल में.
Bilkul, sir. More than willing to learn.
A challenge which I have faced recently and the setback which I have received as a battalion commandant is this is about the NPS account, ma'am. You understand that new pension scheme accounts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Since 2004, our troops are governed by the new pension schemes.
Yes.
And we thought of this as a very, very robust system that nobody can hack their money through that account, NPS account. But recently, say 1.5 months back, we find a report that 20 of our NPS accounts were hacked. And that was a real setback for us. And I was not able to apprehend कि ये हो कैसे गया. Itna safe and sound system was OTP generated, OTP double confirmation, DDO confirmation, then individual confirmation. On only thing, only after that you can deal with that account. Officially, any changes in that. But it is an electronic thing. We are not so familiar with that. It was really a big challenge, and the nightmare is how to rectify that and how those money. Say 2004 से जो आर्मी एनपीएस में अपना पैसा लगा रहे हैं वो ट्रूप्स का पैसा आज के डेट में उनके अकाउंट में जीरो है. So that was a big challenge. We just employed some of our technical staff in battalion and find out that whole battalion records, their passwords, their accounts, everything was checked, and it was a Herculean task, and we did it in 15 days. That was a challenge for us.
But sir, what worked behind that? Because of course, this Herculean task, and you said you
Only
completed in 15
the
days.
motivation to outcome that odd was the benefit of the troops, or the money which has been lost, that should be recovered, and find out that nobody else will suffer that kind of fraud in the battalion. That was the motive behind doing all those things in those 15 days.
Exactly, sir. It's the feeling that okay, my men should not suffer. So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
makes you working definitely. And as Pramod sir said, that comes negative, but overcomes all those by positive feeling. And of course, that feeling of positivity, enthusiasm, jest, and a feeling that I'm doing good for somebody keeps you working. And I guess we all agree with that. That there are certain ideas which keeps us going. So agreed, sir. With that, let's move on to the next slide. And this talks about the brain science. So of course, because that works. So when we wear those management and leadership hats, we need to think about how people work, how people goes on. So here I come again with this very interesting slide. And I, of course, would not want you to think as a soldier because there's a soldier here, but we did talk about different scenarios, and let's talk about this, that there are these pictures. So according to you, who faces greater adversity? Now there's a comparison. Who faces greater adversity? And then there's this another question, so you need to answer both, please. What enables them to face adversity? Because of course, when you said you're talking about forces and this feeling of positivity that motivates you, but
Sorry.
for these professions, what's your opinion? Over to you.
Spaceman adversity.
Okay,
It is
Mahendra
the-
says spaceman. Yes. Ji sir. Mahendra sir.
A spaceman, no doubt, there is no so many difficulties in the space. As you know, there is a complete vacuum is there, and how to maintain the body temperature. So many technicalities to survive, because life is very difficult there. It seems that then the sand moving on the sand dunes is better than the walking in the space.
Okay, and even then space, people go there, people work very, very hard. They take a very, very challenging training just to lay their feet on the space. But what enables them? Our focus is what enables them to face these adversities. Okay, Neeraj sir has said training. Yes.
It's
Training,
how you
preparation.
train.
Yes.
And it's how you train, get trained, how much you are motivated, and how much you can give to your profession. So this enables us to face adverse situations.
Basically, so training, preparations, planning, teamwork, and the motivation. And any other opinion, sir? All in different field is what Mansingh sir has said, and of course that agreed. All in different field, but in every field, there's similar kind of enablers work. Is it preparations and teamwork and planning everywhere, or in different fields are different enablers which make people face adversities? Is it just training, Virendra sir? Is it training in all these fields?
No, ma'am, it is support from launching pad also.
Oh, yes, definitely, sir.
If there is a space person, then
Mhm.
support from Earth is also required to survive there.
Of course, sir. So that is what makes them face adversity. So when your team backs you up, of course, that's important. And space between stimulus and time to respond. Of course, that is something which makes an individual capable of performing what that person is thinking. Will to fight. Yes, Nagin, this is very, very rightly put. Of course, that is something which is the grit inside us, that we have this will that keeps us motivating. So even if we say that it's training, to complete a training, it would be required to have immense willpower. I guess you all agree with that, that for any training, take up any kind of challenges, enthusiasm and motivation. But for all these things, willpower is something which is the most needed thing. So even if a doctor is performing surgeries, he is actually, catering to the lives of individuals. So a surgeon who faces, 10, 20, 50 surgeries, there are people who do those. But of course, the willpower to serve, think of the benefit of the people is needed. Rajesh sir said sense of achievement. Definitely, sir, that keeps us motivated. Yes. Maheshwar sir said commitment. Yes, definitely, sir. Commitment is something which makes you loyal to your profession. Agreed, sir. And of course, so here comes the idea that whatsoever challenges we have, whatsoever adverse situations we have in different situations, yes, Ashwini sir, backup support, very, very important. But yes, Mansingh sir, willpower and training, thank you so much for responding. Yes, but all these factors are enablers. Success work as stimulant. Definitely, so success to work is something which makes us ready to take up another challenge. We're not going to just complete one challenge and run away. No, we're going to stay there, enjoy the success, and that success is the biggest motivative factor that, okay, I've done it successfully, I'm going to do it again. Definitely. So we have different enablers in different situations. Supriya sir, determined. Yes, definitely. One important factor. Thank you so much. I guess with that, we can move to the next slide. Yeah. Sense of recognition. Definitely, Antaryami sir. Yes. And that is where rewards and recognitions comes handy. So feedback and sense of recognition is something which is these are all related fields and areas, and which keeps the machine fueled and going. Yes. Motivation factors, Pramod sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, of course. That these are all enablers, and these enablers actually make an individual face adverse situation. So thank you, sir. I guess it's time that we move on talking about the different enablers and how individual trust on technical team. Yes, sir, Manish. So that is something wherein the support comes handy. So yes, and with that, because we need to talk about how individual overcome odds. So whatever odd situation, whatever adversity, whatever challenges individual has, every individual, because for every individual, their what they perceive as challenge is different. There's something that we have discussed earlier. So how, because the perception about challenge is different, so how they overcome these challenges are also certain different things which works for different individuals. So the first thing is overcoming challenge, and there's a small grid questionnaire. Yes, Pramod sir. Yes, training and experience, definitely. Yes, that's something which works. Yes. So yeah, to sum everything up, I would want you to take up a quick grid questionnaire. You can refer to the page number 42 of the handbook. And I guess we can spare 2 or 3 minutes max on this. There's very quick 8 questions on the handbook, page number 42. I'm going to share that here as well. And I would want you to rate your experience, the first thoughts, sir, without much thought, the first idea that comes to your mind, whether you strongly agree, disagree. And then once you are done with the questionnaire, I would also want you to total what's the score. So 3 minutes, sir. Over to you.
Let us go to the page first.
42. Yes, sir. Page number 42. On week 2 handbook.
Yeah, I just have to find out.
Okay, so it's displayed here. You can definitely use a sheet to write the number. For A, it's, yeah, there are different marks for different categories. Once you're done, you can just total your scores and post it on the post chat as well, or you can just speak it up. Okay, it's Nagendra sir, 4.12. Thank you. quite quick though.
.5 आ रहा है मैम.
Okay, sir. 4.5 agreed. Virendra sir, 4. Great. Ramesh sir, 4.5. Okay. Let's wait for another 1 minute maybe, and then we can show the results. .75. Okay, Maheshwar sir, thank you. Okay, I guess, shall we move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Probably. All right, thank you. Thank you. So this is a questionnaire which is given by Angelo Duckworth. She is associated with Harvard and Oxford, and again, a psychologist and very prominent TED Talk speaker. So in psychology, she has given this grit scale to assess how much grit an individual has. And with your source, this is what it is. So on the scale of 0, so expected mostly are towards the high on grit scale. So if your score is below 3, somewhere you are low on grit. So there are situations wherein you shine and radiate, of course, but there are certain challenges wherein which demands you to come out of your comfort zone, and you're not willing to do that. Okay, GR Singh sir, you said 5, thank you. And high on grit scale is something wherein you embrace whatever challenge life throws at you with enthusiasm as an opportunity to grow. And definitely, so you have this mastery, and that's what is expected.
3.5 कितना होगा?
3.5 is higher side, sir. Higher side, sir. 3 is a medium paced grit score. 3 से थोड़ा सा कम है, so is something which is low on grit. Not very expected from the 4. So it normally not happens, of course. We've never seen a score like that, but yes, this is a scale. And when we think from the perspective of a common man, so again, that comes to how an individual, when they are into different fields, how they take up challenges, what is their, capacities of, facing multiple adverse situations. Agreed, sir. Ashwini sir, okay, 4.125. Sanjay sir, 4. Agreed. Great. Mahendra sir, thank you. Great, that's good. Of course. So this is the grit scale, and a quick idea about where we stand on the grit scale. So that is the first thing, how you take up challenges, and of course, how you, when life shows you something, how you deal with that situation, whether you take the more comfortable road or you are just okay, okay, whatever is coming, I'm going to face that. So with that,
just I wanted to add that I projected one virtual video. It is not virtual, it's actual video of ours right now, our gym. Actually, the day I joined over here, I found that people are personal. Our colleagues are not used to do exercises that should supposed to they do. As after 35 or 40, there is a very little time available, and especially with supervisor and officers. So firstly, I found that a suitable place should be required. Previously, few equipments we have that was either not functional or not kept at proper place, so their utilization was not appropriate. as the always space and right place is always a crunch. So I found one place, and from there some the stores was available set up at the locations. So first I removed the store. So I found an alternative position, better position for ration stores. Then we started setting up a good gym at par with any good city, especially a class city. And for all facilities, like in Rajasthan, that temperature maintaining is very much essential. So we set up AC, upper AC with 2 window AC, 1.5 ton each. And then nowadays, approx at battalion headquarters, 60 to 70 personnel, serving personnel, including our Mahila Sipai, they are availing these facilities, and everybody is availing these facilities at their own time. We are not maintaining any time, gym time for them. They are using from morning 5 o'clock to night 10 p.m. So we have journeyed. That's a very rough weather. This there are many crunches are there, many hurdles are there. But however, we are maintaining a near about a good quality. Still, some things to be added, and it will in future. Hopefully those things will be added on.
Wonderful, Supriya. It's really commendable, and it looks pretty functional and pretty well equipped. That's great, and of course, the way you talked about different challenges, and I'm sure the benefit of the entire troop kept you going, kept you cross all these hurdles. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, Supriya, sir. It's amazing. And I guess the team also agreed. Yes, Samidev, sir. Yes, kudos to Supriya. So that is amazing. That's very, very nice thing. And of course, whatever challenges, whatever adverse situations, be it, there, because multiple areas has different kind of challenges, different kind of adverse situations. How you deal with these things, that is what matters. So amazing, Supriya, sir. Thank you. Thank you for showing us. All right. So with that, can we move to the growth mindset? In morning session, I guess we had have a discussion about fixed and the growth mindset. Yes. So it's quite on the very same page. Okay. Yes. Supriya, so you have certain appreciations from your teammates. That's amazing. Yeah. So yes. Okay. Great. All right. So there are situations here. So I would like you to choose one. So what do you believe? So do you believe that your success depends on how skilled you are? Either you have skills or fail at work. Or do you believe that your success depends on how networked you are? Being around people with power makes you more successful. So what situation would you choose? A or B? The first one is A and the second one is B. Maybe it's like that. What do you believe?
Maybe second one, ma'am.
Second one. So networking is something which is more important, sir, Mohan sir.
Yes.
And yeah, why so, sir?
And you need people to support you, to make you successful. You need people, and more than skill, it is adaptation that is more required to be successful.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Little bit.
Networking is also a skill.
Hello.
Sorry, sir. Yes, Bipin, sir. Yes, Bipin, sir.
Networking is also a skill.
My previous speaker Mohan, because according to me, skill is the most important thing. If you have the skill, people will find you. I have seen in my personal life also that a person who was a thorough, knowledgeable person in Sanskrit, people used to come to his house from across, from abroad also. So what I felt that if you have the skills, if you are master of your subject, you will be taken care of and you will be very sought for.
Okay, sir. Bipin, sir, agreed. And of course, the lot many people have said A, yes, Mansingh sir, Ramesh sir, of course, and Antaryami sir, Rajesh sir, and sir. Antaryami sir has written that skills are more important. If skilled, you can excel even without networking. So is it, because I'm sure, I'm sorry, but I need to read the first caption again, because you believe that your success depends on how skilled you are. The next part says either you have skills or you fail at work. So is it that when we do not have skills, we fail? Is that the situation when we are choosing A? I guess I would want to have your opinion. If we are choosing A, we don't have skills, that means are we sure to fail? I'm not skilled at networking, and even then I'm put into a leadership position or a position wherein I have to manage people, have good network. I'm not good at networking. So am I sure to fail?
Most likely you are going to fail if you don't acquire those knowledge in due course of time.
The if comes handy. Sir, there
Can
are
I tell
yes.
something over here?
Go on, sir, of course, sir.
The country is run by people. Do you think they are skilled? They're not skilled, but they run the country.
No,
Yeah.
I beg to
That's
disagree here. Skills, whosoever are running the country, they are having certain skills, and we may know better कि for years and years they are adept at administrative skills, and some of them are orator, some of them are very good administrators, some of them are technocrats also, though on surface they seem to be just politicians, but they are having certain skills. And I think that networking, yes, it is very important, but if one is skilled, he can prosper even amidst adversity. So, and in today's scenario, you can see for the job, getting job is so much scarce and so much difficult. But if one is skilled, he is getting employment and jobs. That's
okay. Thank you, sir. And of course, Nagendra sir has written. I'll come to that again. Just reading the thoughts of our colleagues as well. That for success, skills and network both required. Okay, Sanjay sir agreed. Nagendra sir has read. If one do not have skills, then he will succeed only when he has people with power around. Okay, sir, I'm sorry, but let me come back a little and talk about what do we understand by the term skill. What is a skill, sir? Anyone? Can we just define skill, what we understand by the term skill?
skill is a specific knowledge. A
Yes.
specific knowledge, I can define it.
So can we trace any difference between skill and talent?
Pardon me?
Skill and
Talent.
talent.
On talent. Yes, sir.
The skill is basically the in my terminology, the skill is defined as it is the ability of yours in which you can use your complete potential. That includes the talent also to perform any job better.
Better, sir. Yes, of course, sir. Skill is acquired, Nagendra sir. Thank you. So networking is itself a skill.
Yes, networking is
definitely.
skill.
Type of skill.
So is it when we say that skill is acquired and skill is something that, makes a person capable of utilizing the full potential that person has? Now, do we really think if I do not have certain skills, rather than acquiring on the skills which are required to perform my job, I quit and I consider, okay, I'm going to fail because I do not have skill. Is it the right kind of thought process? A promoter has written, okay, different types of skills, what type of skills actually required for accomplishing particular task.
Private sector domain, it's true, ma'am. If you are not having a skill, you are not going to keep your job.
So in which sector? I'm sorry, sir. Antaryami, sir, which sector, sir?
Private sector domain, ma'am. Private sector. Scenario.
Private sector. But sir, I mean, when we talk about the private sector scenario, the roles of individual, they keep on changing. The kind of project people are assigned with, they kept on changing. People very frequently change their core domain. Like if I'm a good dancer, I'm not working as a professional dancer. That doesn't mean I do not have any skill to perform any other task. skill is something which I can acquire when I know that I need to perform task A, and task A requires skill of set A, B, C. Isn't it my job and duty to work a little hard and acquire the skills I require to complete the task that I'm assigned with? Doesn't that happen in forces, sir, when you have any challenge? And the challenge. Sorry.
You have to keep on acquiring newer skills also, because in the changing scenario, in the modern fast-paced scenario, you will have to acquire newer skills.
Of course. Acquiring new skills is essential. And when acquiring new skill is possible, is it really just that we start thinking about failures when we do not have certain skills? Because the second part of section A says, either you have skills or you're going to fail at work.
I think definitely so, because without a skill, you won't survive in today's cutthroat competitive world.
But we can acquire skills. So can't we just start working on the skill and say, no, I'm not going to fail. If my job requires this skill, I definitely am going to acquire the skill and complete the task. I would not fail. Agreed or not, sir? When I say, no, I'm not going to fail, I would acquire skills.
I'm just having the ability to have a good network is again a skill.
Of course, sir.
And you just have to acquire that skill. So important part.
Agreed.
You had many skills, and now you reached up to a stage where the networking is required. So you acquire the networking skill and get success. The first thing is that first statement is right. Okay, you have to be depend upon your skills, and those skills has to be developed as per the requirement.
Ashwini sir, I guess you're not audible, sir. Ashwini sir, can you hear us? Oh, maybe there's some network glitch, but agreed. And in such situations, sir, there cannot be any true one right or wrong answer. It basically depends on the beliefs that individual has. Yes, Nagendra sir said A ensures success on the basis of oneself, and B becomes dependency on others. So no one can miss others, but not oneself. That might be.
Ma'am, if you allow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Ma'am, first statement is more relevant with regards to the persons who are working at lower level.
Okay.
And second statement is more relevant. When we are working as managers or at top places. This is my take.
Oh, agreed, sir. Definitely agreed. So when we look at the second scenario, which says you believe that your success depends on how networked you are, of course, having a strong networks make things quite easy and comfortable. We cannot deny. But isn't it that we can entirely overlook the factor that if I'm not skilled and I have good network, I'm going to make successful, because being around people with power makes you successful. Maybe that second statement, of course, networking itself is a skill. But other than the skill, it doesn't have.
That is always not going to make you a success, isn't it?
Yes.
On your skill partner, you cannot compromise.
Yes, you cannot compromise on your skill part. Agreed, sir. Agreed, sir. Suresh sir, am I voice is clear now?
Madam.
जी sir. Mahendra
ये आपने मंकी क्यों बनाया यहाँ पर?
How clear, man?
Okay, thank you.
Now I can paint the situation here, narrate the...
नहीं सर, मैं इसका आंसर नहीं करूंगी. मैं यहाँ से आगे बढ़ जाऊंगी सर. चलिए सर.
हम लोग फौजी हैं, हम लोगों का मंकी के साथ में बहुत गहरा रिलेशन है.
नहीं सर, हम सबका है, हमारे एंसेस्टर्स.
सर, हम लोग झुंड में काम करते हैं.
चलिए सर. सर ये जो हमने मॉर्निंग में बात की थी फिक्स्ड माइंडसेट की या फिर ग्रोथ माइंडसेट की, बहुत सारा ये सिनेरियो ना सर हमारा वहां से रिलेटेड है. तो जब हम लोग ये सोचते हैं ना कि आई एम एदर गुड एट इट और आई एम नॉट, या फिर दूसरी चीज हमारी आती है कि आई कैन लर्न एनीथिंग आई वांट टू. कोई स्किल नहीं है, आई कैन एक्वायर. दैट इज the comparison between a fixed mindset and growth mindset. So when we say that, okay, if life is throwing challenges at me, I'm not going to face it. Let me rely more on the network, more on the skills of the other people. Yeah, that might be something which stops us from taking up challenges or expanding our horizons. So that is basically the difference. So it's not when I fail, I'm not good. No, maybe I fail, I'm going to learn new things. So when somebody says you're not going to succeed, I don't accept that. And why don't I accept that? Because no, I am not going to face failures. I'm going to put hard work and efforts. And that is where grit comes on handy. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to, accept defeat. I'm not going to accept failure first. So that is something which works here. So out of these two fixed mindsets, what we choose is what we want. So maybe and see, sir, it's something which we can never say that all the time I have a fixed mindset or all the time I have a growth mindset. No, that's not true. So when your responses on the earlier slide coming up, and of course, in different situations, we have to wear different hats. At times, it's more important to think that, okay, my fixed mindset is more helpful. And at times, we have to think that, no, I'm not going to stop here. So when we, talk about mindsets, only one type of mindset cannot be found in anybody. People have a set of fixed mindset for different situations, set of growth mindset in different situations, and that is when we say that every individual has their specific ways of handling challenges and handling adversities. So when they have specific ways, they use different enablers. They use basically different kind of mindset, and that mindset helps them to take decisions. So I guess, shall we move on, or if we have any doubts or questions here, sir? You can give me a thumbs up if we want to move on. Oh, yes.
Boom.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and with that, another situation, because of course, having growth mindset, taking things odd, it all comes in handy, and we also have to be getting real. So there is this another situation, and I've not put any monkey here, sir. So there are two situations without any kind of pictures, and of course, I would
down the path.
Okay. So I'll read the situation for you, please. So one night you are driving down a lonely country road to reach a hotel where you've been too long ago. It's okay. Oh yeah, thank you. Road to reach a hotel where you've been too long ago. It's raining and the street lights are not working. So there was a fork in the road a few kilometers before, and you went with your hunch and took a right. But now you find yourself becoming increasingly uncertain whether you took the right decision. So you can ask someone at a petrol pump you crossed, but that would mean driving back an hour. So now you have two options because you are in such situations. And option number one is carry on down the path you're on, hoping that you reach your destination. And option two says retrace your steps and get to a point where you can be sure of the route to take. So, okay, Virendra sir would be taking two, of course. All right, sir. Okay, option two. Okay. But why? Why option two?
If you are going on a certain path and at any point of time you have doubts, you need to clarify or take course correction.
Okay, yes, agreed, sir. Thank you. Okay, Neeraj sir, Google Map. Oh, sir, ऐसे रोड पे ना कई बार नेटवर्क भी चला जाता है. Sorry, वो लिखना हम भूल गए थे कि यहाँ नेटवर्क भी नहीं है. Okay, self belief. So option one in that case, Arun sir, right? Why, sir? Because you believe on yourself.
Self-belief.
Sorry, sir. Arun sir.
Self-belief.
Self-belief would work. Okay. Why would you want to have self-belief, not ask somebody? Because yes, what goes on in your mind, that is what my question is. Whatsoever option you choose, whatsoever is the reason, but what sort of thought process goes, what feelings you have there, okay, because of this reason, I would be choosing and going with option 1. And
Ma'am,
again, I
actually,
must,
it will depend on situation.
ji sir.
Because there may be indicators while you are traveling on your road on the sides. You may see some indicators which may keep you telling that you are on a right path.
Right.
You are moving on a right road. In that condition, I shall be opting for option 1. But
Okay.
if those indicators, they are not in favor of my thought, they are not favoring my thought process, then I will go for option 2.
And option 1 is indicating about fixed mindset, and option 2 is of growth mindset.
Okay, sir. And would you like to throw some light within this, sir?
I am to option 2.
So why? How
If
is
I
it?
have a doubt, it should be clear.
Okay, so that's growth mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, agreed. Any, okay, Nagendra has written because, okay, I'm sorry, I just missed a little. Because no self-belief has gone for 6, okay. Antaryami sir, option 2 promotes flexibility, but it depends on situation, definitely. Self-confidence, option 1. Okay. So, therein, being a realist works. And now not no. Okay. Am I struggling with the voice? Is it clear to rest the entire cohort, please? Suresh has written that my voice is not clear. Am I clearly audible, please?
Is clear.
It is
Yes,
clear.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sanjay sir. Okay, so in that case, Suresh sir, I'm sorry, but thoda sa network check kare. So I guess the problem might be on your friend. Thank you, Manish sir. So these are the situation wherein being realist works. So it's not that whatever challenge I know a challenge is being thrown at whatsoever challenging situation we are into, we also have to be realist. Because when we are talking about thinking all odds, it's important that we become realist. We take a few steps back, think more positively, understand how we need to take up that challenge, what can be the results. Because what keeps us motivating, what keeps us, be through with the adverse situation is the power, the self-belief, the motivation, the willpower, of course, a thought which makes us do good for the people, think about the benefit of the people. So just because an ocean is saying something, we're taking that path might be a little tricky, a little risky. Rather, just reflecting, because reflection, self-reflection is also something which comes in handy, of course. Virendra sir has mentioned it, that's the growth mindset. So Uday sir has written, accept setback and roll with change. That's very, very needed. Whatsoever changing situation you have to be very, very realist, very, very rational, give some thoughts, review it, think it. So when Mr. Franklin, the psychologist, has talked about this space, space between the situation that has happened and how we respond. So that space actually gives us time to think. Okay, what would be our response to a situation? So rather than reacting very, very quickly, we need to just take time, reflect, and then respond. So that response would help us, reflect that, yes, I have growth mindset and I'm going to, because see, when we talk about rewards, recognition, when we talk about acknowledgement of our task, these are all done when we are successful. So it's not just our efforts that are acknowledged. It is also the result that we get after all these efforts, which is more important. So to get the required results, it's very important that we become realist. We think, we observe, we take, time to be more logical and then take decision. So that is growth mindset. The growth mindset never stops you to actually, think again. It's not something which is, okay, I'll do. No, you have to also be realist. So when we're talking about that monkey wala situation, both these answers were of course correct. We cannot say that, okay, I'm not skilled and let me work without network. No, you have to be very, very thoughtful that network is also something which is going to help you. And that is becoming realist. So at the same time, so two things goes handy. So there's, even for this particular slide, there's no right or wrong answer. Every individual has a different thought process. How they deal with that kind of thought process is again something which, keeps maintaining the difference. But the idea is, whatsoever critical situations, whatsoever adversities we have to be very, very thoughtful of our own steps. So having a growth mindset, facing challenges, whatsoever, odds we have, facing those situations, and of course, being rational, being realist, it also helps. Hope I've made my point clear. Shall we move on? If we have any doubts or questions, or maybe any other opinion, it's most welcome. चले सर आगे फिर. Thank you. I guess कुछ जवाब नहीं आ रहा है तो मतलब हम good position में हैं आगे बढ़ने के. Okay. So the next step that comes is future focus. तो सर जब भी हम लोग कुछ एक्ट कर रहे होते हैं, कोई किसी भी सिचुएशन में हम मतलब किसी भी चैलेंज को फेस कर रहे हैं या किसी भी तरह का डिसीजन लेना चाह रहे हैं, तो आपका फोकस क्या रहता है सर? किस तरह से आप लोग इस सिचुएशन से डील कर रहे होते हैं? Where is your focus? Which is the focus area?
Focus area will be definitely long term.
Long term.
Yeah.
So not,
we can, yeah.
Okay, so most of you have agreed that it has to be long term.
और अगर आग लग गई तो लॉन्ग टर्म कैसे होगा?
But the focus तो आग लगने में प्रॉपर्टी बचाना भी तो लॉन्ग टर्म है. Of course, short term goals आज महेंद्र से बाउंसर्स दे रहे हैं ज्यादा.
नहीं, ये तो आप, मैं सुन रहा हूँ इसलिए तो है कि वो जो आप दिखा रहे हैं तीन, उसमें तीन चीजें हैं ये.
जी सर.
तो ये होगा, मतलब प्रियोरिटी के साथ साथ आपको क्या है प्रेजेंट टाइम पर रिलेवेंट क्या है, एंड प्रियोरिटी के तौर पर एक्शन क्या होना चाहिए, वही है ना. अब जैसे ये आपने दिखाया कि व्हाट इज योर, ऊपर दिखाई नहीं दे रहा कुछ.
फोकस, वेयर इज योर फोकस?
व्हाट इज योर,
वेयर इज योर फोकस? तो वेयर इज
Focus.
योर फोकस? जी सर.
अच्छा, हाँ. तो नाउ इधर है, नाउ मीडियम टर्म एंड लॉन्ग टर्म.
जी सर.
जैसे मोहन साहब ने कहा कि तो जनरली जो है ये तो ठीक है, चीजों को हमेशा जो है ना लॉन्ग टर्म पर देखा जाता है, पर कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती है कि उनको एक्सटिंग्विश करना शॉर्टली और खत्म करना जरूरी होता है शॉर्ट टाइम में.
तीनों साथ में चलेंगे.
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है सर,
तीनों साथ में चलेंगे. कुछ हमारे जो है इमीडिएटली करने वाले होंगे, कुछ मीडियम टर्म वाले होंगे, कुछ लॉन्ग टर्म वाले होंगे.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर.
तीनों टर्म साथ में चलेंगे.
अग्री प्रमोद सर. जी नगेंद्र सर.
यस यस,
इसमें जो है नाउ मीडियम और लॉन्ग टर्म, ये डिपेंड करेगा कि व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट. फॉर एग्जांपल, हम अभी कोई मैच खेल रहे हैं, एक फुटबॉल मैच चल रहा है, तो आवर इमीडिएट जो हमारा फोकस रहेगा टू विन द मैच. नाउ उसी मैच में हमको बोलते हैं कि आपको एक टीम सेलेक्ट करनी है जिन्होंने स्टेट खेलना है. नाउ आवर फोकस चेंजेस टू मीडियम टर्म गोल कि हमें इस टीम जीतना तो है, लेकिन साथ में प्लेयर से चुनने हैं कि जिससे कि हमें एक अपनी अच्छी टीम तैयार कर सके.
बिल्कुल सर.
सपोज वी से कि नाउ हमें जो है इंडियन नेशनल लेवल की टीम बनानी है. नाउ इट बिकम अ लॉन्ग टर्म गोल वेयर बहुत होता है कि हम जो अच्छे प्लेयर जो खेल रहे हैं उनको हटा दें और जो नए हैं उनको खिलवाएं, सो दैट वी प्रिपेयर ए टीम फॉर टू कम्पीट एट इंटरनेशनल लेवल आफ्टर से 2 or 3 years.
राइट सर.
तो हमारे जो फोकस जो है इट विल चेंज डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नगेंद्र सर, और यस ये तीनों हैंडी चलते हैं, तीनों साथ में चलते हैं। हम सिर्फ करंट सिचुएशन पे फोकस नहीं कर सकते, हम सिर्फ बहुत फार फेच्ड फ्यूचर पे भी फोकस नहीं कर सकते, हमें पूरा सिनेरियो को कवर करना होता है, एंड दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट। और ऑफ कोर्स सर सिनेरियो
One
पे
thing
डिपेंड
to
करता
add,
है।
ma'am,
जी सर, मोहन
the
सर।
present situation and your medium goals that should be aligned to your long-term goals.
That is what I was coming. Thank you for bringing it up, sir. Because it's not a common match, sir. आप ही का example लेती हूँ मैं. It's not one match. जब हम मैच के लिए ट्रेनिंग कर रहे होते हैं, so we definitely know किस प्लेयर को हमें किस तरीके से ट्रेन करना है। तो जब अपने बटालियन में हम न्यू रिक्रूट्स आते हैं और हम उनकी ट्रेनिंग्स वगैरह करते हैं, तो वी डोंट prep them up for a very recent challenge. We prepare them कि अब ये लंबी रोड रेस का घोड़ा बनना है, तो वहाँ लॉन्ग टर्म फोकस हो जाता है। लेकिन एक इमीडिएट अपने पास अभी अभी ये सिचुएशन आई है, उसको डील करना है, तो हमें शॉर्ट टर्म गोल भी देखना पड़ता है। तो इट इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ एवरीथिंग। और जैसे जैसे हम शॉर्ट चैलेंजेस दिए जाते हैं, तो हम एक्चुअली प्रिपेयर कर रहे होते हैं लॉन्ग रन के लिए, किसी को ट्रेन करना या किसी को नर्चर करने के लिए। तो यस, डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिचुएशन इन व्हाटएवर सर्कमस्टेंसेस, ऑफ कोर्स दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो फोकस एक्चुअली वेरीज। और सर जब हम लोग बात कर रहे होते हैं ना अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स जैसे सिचुएशंस की, चैलेंजेस की, एडवर्सिटीज की, तो आइसोलेशन में कोई भी एक्ट, आइसोलेशन में कोई सा भी डिसीजन नहीं जा पाएगा। हर डिसीजन के लिए वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट द बिग पिक्चर, so that is very very important. So yes, agreed.
अभी मोदी जी ने जो है वो पंच प्राण का ये दिया था, उसमें 1 साल से लेके 25 साल तक का उन्होंने मांग लिया है कि व्हाट योर टारगेट इज फॉर 1 year एंड फॉर 25 years.
अच्छा सर, वो हो गया ना, नाउ से लेकर फ्यूचर फोकस तक, और मिड भी आ गया, उसमें कवर हो गया। हाँ, सो प्लान्स आर नॉट इन आइसोलेशन। हम पूरा फ्यूचर देखेंगे, प्रेजेंट को छोड़ देंगे, तो वी वुड नेवर बी एबल टू अचीव व्हाट वी रिक्वायर इन फ्यूचर। उसके लिए स्मॉल शॉर्ट एक्शन प्लान्स अपने को बनाने पड़ जाएंगे, बट वी कैन नॉट कंप्लीटली ओवरलुक द फ्यूचर, दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। Focusing only on the present time is not going to help us in the far-fetched goals. Whenever we are taking actions, decisions for the present time, we have to keep in mind that what future has in store, and how we want to perceive things in the future. तो जब हम लोग इनिशियली एस्ट्रोनॉट की बात कर रहे थे, हम लोग बात कर रहे थे ट्रेनिंग से, तब जाकर कितना ट्रेनिंग के बाद में फ्यूचर रिसीव होता है। बट अगर हमने करंट प्रेजेंट को छोड़ दिया, तो फ्यूचर तक पहुंचना इज इम्पॉसिबल। We only keep on focusing about the training at present, and we forget the future में grit and presence of mind and dealing with adverse situations, that stamina would be required, and we don't pay attention to the future. Training in the present time is of no use. So having a clarity about that what we require in the future, and according to that we take small steps कि हम छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स लेके हर चीज पे फोकस करके गोल को ध्यान रखते हुए छोटे छोटे गोल पोस्ट को कंप्लीट करते हुए वी रीच द फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन, so which is very very required. And with that, the next part is reframe. So let's again, it's time कि हम आप लोग के challenges, experiences as a benefit हो सुने. So any current challenge that you are in, and what makes this challenge difficult? We're not talking about the action result, and of course when we think about challenges, there are difficulties involved, that is why it is a challenge. But what makes these challenges difficult? So any kind of things, I would want to share your ideas. Anyone?
In field, every minute is a challenge. One day gone by peacefully is challenge fulfilled, accomplished, mission accomplished, and challenge faced successfully. That's how I put it.
Agreed sir, पर कुछ चीजें होती होंगी ना कि यार ये डिफिकल्टी हो रही है, क्या ये सिर्फ आउटसाइड प्रॉब्लम्स होती है जिनसे डिफिकल्ट होता है, या फिर कुछ विदिन विदिन आवर सेल्फ भी कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स होती है जो थोड़ा सा चैलेंज मतलब टफ बना रही है सिचुएशन को?
It comes with the job. It comes with the job.
And how would you name that? Because of course
Everything
I
is a challenge. That's why I summarized it. Every day, every minute is a challenge.
Agreed. So like yes, Mansingh has written drone situation, of course. पर डिफिकल्ट क्या बना रही है? ऑफ कोर्स सर, हम ये, and it's for everybody, every single
Yeah.
moment is a challenge, but what are the difficulties?
You
Both
see,
कैसे वो challenge?
both factors
time is-
are present in our challenge.
time is limited, and
Time
resources
is
are
limited.
limited.
Resources are
Everything.
limited. Sir.
If everything will be adequate, then we won't be required.
Yes, yes, and that is what challenge lies in. कि कुछ problem है,
Yes.
उस problem से deal करना है. But we definitely are able to overcome these challenges, right, sir?
Why
Challenges
not?
हैं,
That's why.
of course. That
That's
is
why
why.
we are
सर
commanders.
ये डे टू डे अफेयर है, वैसे देखा जाए तो फ्रेमिंग और रिफ्रेमिंग डे टू डे अफेयर है।
कुछ जो हैडल्स हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा मतलब सख्त हैं, उनको ओवरकम करना पॉसिबल नहीं है सिस्टम में। लाइक इंस्टेंट रिपोर्टिंग टू हेडक्वार्टर्स, हर 5 मिनट में बताइए क्या हुआ, रिजल्ट क्या रहा, तो वो रिपोर्ट करना जो है उसको मतलब हम डिनाई नहीं कर सकते कि उसको रिपोर्ट नहीं देंगे हम लोग,
वो करना ही है, बिल्कुल
करना
बिल्कुल।
ही है। वो हर 5 मिनट में जो है फोन आएगा ही आएगा, बताइए क्या हुआ, बताइए रिजल्ट क्या रहा।
हमें उस तरह का सिचुएशन जो हम परसीव नहीं कर सकते हैं, उस तरह के चैलेंजेस जो मतलब जिसको हम फोरकास्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो चैलेंजेस डिफिकल्ट लगती है। उसके लिए हमारे पास कोई रोड मैप नहीं होता है, फिर हमें रोड मैप इंस्टेंटली बनाना पड़ता है।
जी जी
Can I
जी
add something here?
Of course sir, definitely sir.
As a unit commandant,
जी sir.
the latest challenge is rise in low medical category personnel. Is increasing each month, and 5 to 10 are adding to the list of LMCs. The fitness level has gone down, and most of them are diabetic, hypertension, and obese. It's why I think it's quite challenging is the food habits are too old and stereotyped.
Okay.
So they eat the similar kind of food throughout the year. They have the same roti, dal, and sabji along with chawal.
Right.
Even at force level, it was deliberated to add millets and all. So we have procured millets and all, but it is a challenging what to make of these millets for them.
Yes.
So it's I think it will be quite challenging in future also.
Okay, right sir, agreed, of course. Nagendra sir, yes sir. Sir, you need to unmute yourself, please. Nagendra sir, you need to unmute yourself.
मैडम हमारे पास इंटरेस्टिंग चैलेंज है। चैलेंज ये है कि हमको एक टास्किंग मिला हुआ है जिसको पूरा करना है, और वो हमारे हाथ में है ही नहीं, तो डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है। मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ, हमारे पास में अभी एक एरिया, पर्टिकुलर एरिया है आईबी का, जो मार्क नहीं है। मार्क मतलब उसको आइडेंटिफाई नहीं किया हुआ है कि इधर इंडिया है, इधर बांग्लादेश है, क्योंकि वो पहले एडवर्स पोजीशन में था। तो जो दोनों कंट्रीज के सर्वे टीम ने सर्वे करने के बाद में अभी वो डिस्कशन स्टेज में है, फाइनल होना है।
जी सर।
अब हमारा जो हायर हेडक्वार्टर है हमको बोलता है कि नहीं, आप जो है वहाँ पे जो डिस्प्यूट हो रहा है उसको सॉल्व करिए। हमारा जो आज की डेट में हमारा जो स्टेटमेंट ये है कि जब हमको पता ही नहीं है कि ये बांग्लादेश है या इंडिया है, तो हाउ कैन वी से कि बांग्लादेश हमारे इलीगल काम कर रहे हैं या वहाँ वाले यहाँ इलीगल काम कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज उसका भी ग्राउंड में मार्क ही नहीं किया हुआ है। और मार्क करने का काम सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया का है, विच इज आउट ऑफ द परव्यू ऑफ बीएसएफ इटसेल्फ। लेकिन हमारा जो हायर हेडक्वार्टर है वो बोलता है नहीं, आप इस मैटर को सॉल्व करिए बॉर्डर में जाकर के। अब यहाँ पे और हमसे कंप्लाइंस मांगता है कि अब ये बताइए क्या किया है।
That's why you are commandant.
तो अभी दिस बिकम नाउ जो प्रॉब्लम ये नहीं है कि हम बॉर्डर पे जाएं डेली वहां पे, लेकिन जाके करेंगे क्या? क्योंकि जो बेसिक जो पैरामीटर जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, जब तक वो आइडेंटिफाई नहीं होगा कि ये लैंड इंडिया का या बांग्लादेश का, तभी तो हम जाकर के वहां पे बोलेंगे बांग्लादेशियों को कि आप हमारे एंटर करके हो इंडिया में। सपोज आज हम झगड़ा करते हैं और उसके बाद में जब सर्वे वाले डिफाइन करते हैं और वो बोलते हैं कि नहीं वो बिल्कुल काम कर रहे थे, खेती जो कर रहे थे ठीक कर रहे थे, तब हमारा क्या से रहेगा? तो कई बार हमारे पास में जो ज्यादातर चैलेंजेस हमारे पास में आते हैं, दैट कम्स आउट ऑफ इग्नोरेंस ऑफ आवर हायर हेडक्वार्टर। फायर हेडक्वार्टर का ग्राउंड के साथ में जो मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग है
जी
वो हमको प्रॉब्लम करती है। डिफिकल्टीज ज्यादा जो हमारे विद इन हमारी कैपेबिलिटी के अंदर है या इवन बियॉन्ड कैपेबिलिटी है, बट जो हम एड्रेस कर सकते हैं, टाइम लग सकता है उसमें, बट इट विल बी एड्रेस्ड। लेकिन जो हमारे कैपेसिटी, हमारी कैपेबिलिटी और हमारी कॉम्पिटेंसी में नहीं है,
जी
उसको हम सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते। तो चैलेंजेस, जो करंट चैलेंजेस जो आप बात कर रहे थे, इसमें ये है, डिफिकल्टी यही है कि जो चैलेंज हमें आ रहा है वो हमारी पावर में नहीं है।
जी
पहला सर जस्ट लाइटर साइड, ये चैलेंज नहीं है सर, ये थोपे हुए चैलेंज है। वो थोप दिया जाता है कि आप जो है इससे निपटिए।
और बताया सर, इनसे निपटने के लिए फोर्सेस कैपेबल भी हैं।
which is not in our hands.
ये प्रोएक्टिव कमांडेंट है हमारे नागेंद्र जो है, बोले ये सॉर्ट आउट कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल 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 सर। तो यहाँ सर एक ना प्रमोद सर ने भी कमेंट लिखा है कि लाइफ इज रनिंग इन फ्रेमिंग एंड रीफ्रेमिंग टू अचीव ऑल 3 गोल्स। सो व्हाट आर द 3 गोल्स प्रमोद सर? आप कैसे इनको हाईलाइट करेंगे? प्रमोद सर आप हैं?
मीडियम एंड जो है लॉन्ग टर्म गोल्स।
ओके सर।
फोकस जो है लॉन्ग टर्म गोल्स है
जी सर।
लेकिन अब जो चैलेंजेस जो आ रहे हैं बीच बीच में, हम हर चीज को फ्रेम करते हैं पहले। कोई
जी।
भी चाहे शॉर्ट टर्म गोल हो चाहे जो भी है, उसको पहले फ्रेम करेंगे। अब उसके बीच में क्या चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं, उसमें फिर रिफ्रेमिंग होगी
जी
कि हमारे पास में रिसोर्सेज क्या है।
बिल्कुल।
भाई कोई भी सेटबैक आ सकता है, कोई भी घटना आ सकती है, उसमें फिर हमारे रिसोर्सेज क्या बचे हुए हैं, तो
जी बिल्कुल
और रिसोर्सेज कहाँ से ऐड किए जा सकते हैं, फिर उसकी रिफ्रेमिंग होगी।
बिल्कुल।
टास्क जो है, जो भी है, मीडियम है या लॉन्ग टर्म गोल है, उसको अचीव करने के लिए
जी
रिफ्रेमिंग, फ्रेमिंग डेली डे टू डे अफेयर है ये।
जी सर बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अग्रीड सर। और सुप्रिया सर ने एक लिखा है, फियर नेगेटिविटी लाइकली सेटबैक्स रिजेक्शंस लैक ऑफ मोटिवेशंस, so these are the difficulties that you face. And of course sir, जब situations हमारे फेवर में नहीं होती है, या फिर जैसे अभी सर बात कर रहे थे कि कुछ थोपे हुए टास्क आ जाते हैं, बट टास्क तो अब आ गए। एंड वही मैं कह रही थी कि फोर्सेस आर केपेबल एनफ टू complete whatsoever challenge they are assigned with. So चाहे difficulties हो, you are able to overcome. So
Yes,
यही
madam, we
से
have to move on challenges
yes,
because we are made for that.
yes, you're made
Even
for that.
even within 1-2 minutes, I can quote an incident. In the year 2011, I was in Krishnanagar in West Bengal, and there I got a report that one personnel got gunshot injury in his abdomen. However, heavy bleeding was there, but there was sign of life in him. And he was in border area, so my first task was to brought on the NH, National Highway. So available vehicle with company commander, I brought him on the arranged to brought him, and from my place I took one ambulance. Though I am not a doctor, I took one ambulance, and I was coordinated with the company commander. So I ran speeded away towards NH where the junction point fixed. From there, that ambulance was not air conditioned and not having so much life-saving facility. So I arranged another one ambulance from Kalyani on the en route to Kolkata, and that ambulance got shifted him to that ambulance, and there was doctor made available at Kalyani. And while approaching to Kolkata, then he supposed to send him to SSKM hospital, specialist hospital, and we able to reach him in sense to SSKM hospital, and we found that treatment, prolonged treatment, he recovered, and he came back by train, by local train. So challenges are comes, and we have to face that challenges, and so we are made for that, ma'am.
Yes, definitely sir, definitely. And that is where we are coming for कि challenges तो हैं, और challenges से पीछा भी नहीं छुड़ा सकते. We'll have to face them, we'll have to overcome them, we'll have to actually deal with the situation. Now, my last question here, what makes you deal with this situation? What goes in your mind when you have a challenge wherein you think that, okay, this is not something which is under my control, which is, under my capacity. There is something like sir ने बोला कि हाँ हमारा काम नहीं है, demarking नहीं हो रही border की, हम क्या करें? Sir ने बोला ambulance नहीं है, I'm not a doctor. So these are situations which we cannot help with, right? We don't have skills. जब हम starting में बात कर रहे थे, we cannot help these people. But then what? Yes. So we have answers. Mansin sir, positivity, Virendra sir, responsibility, of course, and what other things? So two things rightly said. Mansingh sir ne bola positivity, Virendra sir ne bola responsibility. What other things keeps us going?
If it is easy to achieve, it is not a challenge.
Of course, definitely, sir. If it's
Challenge
easy
is
to
very
achieve, it's not.
difficult.
Of course, sir. Agreed.
And to prevail upon challenges is what is expected from us.
And
so that's what the things are coming. Positivity.
Yes.
Without positive attitude, you cannot go for it.
Of course, of course. So the positive attitude ho gaya, responsibility ho gaya. Ashwini sir has written will to do it, of course. And these are the things which makes an individual overcome any challenge. Chahe wo koi bhi field ho. Not just forces. When we agree that every stream has a specific set of challenges, be it for a doctor, be it for a surgeon, an astronaut, a firefighter, a soldier, whatsoever domain. Even a corporate sector employee, whatsoever individual, they have specific set of challenges and they have a will, sense of responsibility, sense of achievement, of course positivity that makes them overcome that challenge. So this is what goes on. So very quickly, so whenever we have any challenge, whenever we have a situation wherein, okay, this is something which is beyond our control, the positivity kahan se aati hai? When we reframe our thinking track. Rather than thinking I'll not succeed, I'll say, okay, let's see, because karna to hai. There is no escape. I cannot just say that, okay, this is not under my purview, I cannot do that. No, we have to reframe our thinking track. And we only have to reframe our thinking every single time we are faced with certain challenges. So we never have to think that, okay, the challenge is no difficult. Rather than that, long term, we're saying, okay, even if this is challenge, this is going to benefit me in long term. I'm working for my country. I am responsible for the lives of people. I'm responsible for the task which is assigned for me. I'm responsible for the men who are working for me. And that sense of responsibility, the growth mindset which says that, okay, I'm very, very positive if I'm assigned with the challenge. My job is to face challenges, of course. So I'm not going to run. I'm just going to face the challenge and I'm going to, just a different set of reframing of my thought process. Okay, whatsoever. If this is not been done before, that's okay. Everything happens for the first time. So let's do it. Why not? So just a reframing of our thinking that helps us a lot to overcome any kind of challenges.
Dr. Kirti, sorry to intercept. I think we are really short on time.
All right.
We have, yes. So we have had a fantastic session, ma'am. I would ask you for some closing remarks.
Yeah, can I have just 2 minutes? Because I was about to sum up. Okay.
Sure.
So with that, because I already said, okay, this was my last question. So with that comes our self-regulation. Because of course, when we are very determined to what we are assigned to do, we would be able, of course, accepting responsibility comes in handy when it comes for self-regulation. If we are responsible enough, we would be regulating our thoughts and ideas. So that's very important. And of course, getting social, हम networking की starting में बात कर रहे थे, and choosing the right kind of role model. And that is which is going to help you a lot, because you always have to have somebody who inspires you. So having the right role model helps us a lot, and this is done. So there are certain role models who face adversity in the best possible, I mean, jitna ho sakta tha, but then they outshine all the adversities, people looking down at them, but yes, they were able to cover it up. So with that, I'm done. Thank you so much for being such a participative audience. And this is a quick action plan. So whenever you face challenges in life, so what tactics you want to have. So with that, this is done. And these are the books. I'm done. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kirti. Thank you so much for that wonderful interactive session. And I think
sir. Yes, do it, sir.
एक चीज बिना मांगे मैं सजेशन दे रहा हूँ कि
जी,
आप
sir.
इसमें जितने भी ये महानुभावों का पिक्चर डालते हैं,
जी.
कोट्स डालते हैं, we are having end number of philosophers and great people in
Right, sir.
Indian history. Kindly, if possible, change those pictures with Indian ones. That I would like to see.
Agreed, sir. Agreed. Definitely, we'll keep a note of it, and definitely we'll adhere to it. Of course, I agreed your idea. Yes.
Am I audible?
Like
Yes,
Dr.
sir. I could sense that. Yes.
Dr. Radhakrishnan,
Ji,
our
Virendra,
first
sir.
vice president, when he used to take lectures on a Hindu way of life in Oxford, the Britishers would say, sir, would you please talk in simple English?
Ji, sir.
So that was his caliber. And after our independence, he
There
said
are
that,
n number of people, sir.
yes, yes. And he said that I would be happy to be addressed as Dr. Radhakrishnan instead of sir, because I am no more a subject of monarch. How many people would do that? So I think we should better, it would be better that at least we can have our own personalities, great personalities.
Definitely,
Sure.
sir. No denying the fact we have n number of
Yes.
personalities.
And the people who are being shown, they are nowhere in front of them.
Yes. I will keep a note of that, sir. Definitely, sir. Yes.
Point well
We are
taken.
in
Very
practice
fair.
Hindu way of life. We are in very much practice the Hindu way of life every day, sir. Jai Hind.
Right.
Jen,
sir.
sir.
Jain, sir.
Definitely, sir. This is something which would definitely keep in mind. Yes.
Yes, we
Thanks
point
for the
very well
suggestion.
taken. Point very well taken, and I don't know if sirs would recall, but हमारे जो first slide थे, first session थे, in fact, the program overview impact that you want to have, we actually started off a session with leaders, and
I hope
उसमें,
in auction.
yes sir. So what I was saying was हमारे जो leadership के वो styles थे, leaders के जो slide थे, उनमें all of them, if you recall, were all great Indian men. You know, and we'll of course make sure that next we always include the Indian men, and our because we have such great examples from our country, it is really true that we don't need to look outside our own country for examples, inspiration. And on that note, I would like to first thank Dr. Kirti for this wonderfully interactive session, and
Thanks.
to you. Yes, Mahendra sir.
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आइंस्टीन की जगह अब इंडियन फिलोसफर थोड़ी ले लेंगे. I do not have any comment on the Indian philosophers and the great leaders of India. But आइंस्टीन तो आइंस्टीन है, न्यूटन तो न्यूटन है, बट कुछ हो सकते हैं कि कुछ लोग हैं जो उनका रखना चाहिए, no doubt.
It's a generic example, Einstein, or they are the ones that usually come to our mind. But you're right, we
Yes.
already have very good Indian examples, like I mentioned, Aryabhat,
Yes.
Ramanujan, CV Raman, CV Raman.
ब्रह्मदत्त है, आर्यभट्ट है, दुनिया भर के हैं सर.
Yes, absolutely. And, we have enough examples, like I said. In fact, there are certain things that we also don't know because it never came to being. For example, I was reading, I think a couple of months back, an article how the first space observatory, the first proper scientific setup was supposed to be in India, in Bengal, in a place called Uttarpara. I don't know if you're aware of it, in a place called Uttarpara by H. Mukherjee, and it did not happen. And these are things that often, because it could not happen because of the lack of resources back then. And then there was a, huge mishap on miscommunication. Ultimately, the funds were never given for that. And this thing will never come to our, our हमारे फोरे में नहीं आता है जब तक हम जाते नहीं, deeply study नहीं करते. There's a lot of things that have already happened first in India itself before we look for examples outside. So anyway, sirs, on that note, point well taken.
Thank you.
Yes,
Things
sir,
are
yes,
many more to discuss.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And आज Ashwani sir के ही बात पे I would wrap up, because Ashwani sir had said, in a very beautiful way, when I had asked कि against all odds क्या है, in one sentence, I found it very powerful. He said that it is our way of life every day. And through this session, आप लोग का participation and through your personal stories and anecdotes is very much visible, because when you're providing the insights to us also, we talk about running the Sail into Big course for 5th time, 6th time, but one of the best things about your cohort is the fact that not only are you humble enough to provide to hear us out as well, but more importantly, आप लोग के जो insights होते हैं, जो stories होते हैं every day, it adds on to it. You bring about very relatable stuff, and the way that you made this session more wholesome was great to see. So on that note, of course, I would request your feedback. हमने session में हमारे chat box में डाला है feedback, daily feedback, sir. And one more reminder, कल I know today is your uniform day, but I apologize beforehand. Tomorrow we would want a snapshot, group picture, including our AITD team and all of you. So it would be a request, if early morning I think would be a good time, if you can be either in formals or in uniform, then we can have a group snapshot. So Tanvi, I think before lunch would be great for sirs.
Yes,
Sirs, what do you think?
yeah, so we will have a group photograph. We'll take a snapshot, and we will be able to take a snapshot of how much I am visible and Soumyadev is visible. So
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine if you are dressed in formal attire and not specifically your uniform. It's completely your choice. And we'll be clicking it at during the first tea break. So at
Yes.
11 a.m. We'll have the group photograph.
I think because after lunch, sirs would get more into comfortable zones. So yeah. Camouflage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's
Whatever.
let's make it uniform, sir. And camouflage
Yes,
dress will be okay for
yes, sure.
everybody.
Sure.
Soumyadev
Then I
ji,
think
it would
everyone
be a
needs.
full length photo or what?
Sir.
Giri sir.
It is a
Sorry,
full-
sir.
it is going to be a full length photograph or half
No.
of the upper portion?
No, sir. Just
Giri sir dress.
तो इतना तक देखिए, हम मेरा
Just
जितना आ रहा
इतना,
है
sir.
इतना तक, इतना तक आएगा.
हम तो कल कैमो ही पहनेंगे, अब बाकी आप देख लो, जैसे भी जो हो, ऐसी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
आप बात कर लेते हैं, क्या है कि इसमें कौन सा रखेंगे, मतलब सीरीज में रखेंगे कि कैमो में रखेंगे? फोर्स का मामला है तो
गिरी सर ने कैमो बता दिया तो कैमो में
तो ठीक है, फिर कैमो
कर दिया गया.
कैमो ही पहने फिर सारे
उसे फोटो के लिए तो वही बढ़िया है अपनी.
होगा यार केसरिया इनमें रखो ना यूनिफॉर्म में.
यूनिफॉर्म बोलो ना, यूनिफॉर्म ठीक है.
हाँ यूनिफॉर्म में.
I think then we can agree on the uniform thing for everyone.
Okay.
Fantastic, fantastic.
At what time it will be? From the morning?
11 a.m.
हाँ, 11 a.m. आपका tea break में. Right before we go for the tea break.
आज
because
रखना चाहिए
lunch
था आपको, आज मंडे था. आज
सर ये हमारा गलती है.
नहीं, फोटोग्राफी तो तुरंत होना चाहिए ऑन अराइवल आफ्टर 10.
सर कैंडिडेट लेंगे, आपको बताएंगे नहीं ना सर, फिर आपको बताएंगे नहीं, कैंडिडेट ले लेंगे. आप सेशन अटेंड करते रहोगे और हम ऐसे कैंडिडेट ले लेंगे. बट व्हेन द आइडिया इज दैट एवरीवन इज प्रेजेंट टुमारो for the group session, because you all have been very enthusiastic and amazing participants, so everyone is present in uniform. It's sab aayenge screen pe, so that is the idea, because it's a bit difficult anyway to take a snapshot of everyone. तो इतना तक जरूर तक दिखेगा फॉर्मल और यूनिफॉर्म. आई थिंक अभी कंसेंसस हो गया गिरी सर के बाद से कि यूनिफॉर्म ही होगा. So at 11 o'clock,
Which
I think that
uniform?
Okay.
There is no agreement as such. Which uniform? Camo or khaki?
Sujit sir is saying no agreement. Sir, abhi Giri sir and your colleagues have decided their uniform.
I think Soumyadev, let's leave it to the cohort to decide.
I will. Yes. I'm going to take a
we
step
should,
back
yes.
and we let you guys deliberate a bit on that.
Yes. So we will keep the session open for 2 more minutes, and we can also discuss on the WhatsApp group.